Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of a trading review, where I myself recap my day trades, my long-term portfolio, as well as beloved GameStop, as that's quite dear to me. So, we've been away for a few days, a little lazy, a little tired, and even maybe just a little sick, I guess. Could all be wrapped in one package, I suppose. So, recapping 3 days, two of which I've done almost nothing, so it's not too much of a an expedition we'll be setting out on here today, but we will get after. So I do have kind of like a new format too. If we go back to our old format, um, you can see we're doing like morning watch, morning trades. Now it's all together. Right, we're just gonna list it, and the watch and the trades will be in the same list. The scale out's still the same, right? It just like is gonna make this a little bit easier for me to do rather than like every single day, writing. It's just so much the format. And like I said, I'm lazy. I'm so lazy, and yeah. So it not much is really changing, but let's get into it. Xpawn. We got stopped out on this the other day. This was not a great trade. This is how we started our morning. Maybe this is why I got sick. I was like, oh, I'm dead. We liked it. We almost got our 1-to-1, but it didn't clear, and I guess that's bad entry, right? Like we seen it holding the 50 here a couple times. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. That's the place to be. Actually, we entered on the second, and then third confirmed, but early entry here. Should have entered on the actual 50 test, right? So waking up late, I'm pretty sure, and then like just trying to get in on something, and it just didn't really work out. It would have if we would have waited like 3 more minutes, but that was Xpawn. No news here. No news on SVRE either. So when there's something without news, it's gonna die. This is not gonna survive. Whoops. So again here, quick scalp where we see it reclaim VWAP, right? We get in on that reclaim here. Quick scalp up, right? Really quick. It does die down, but it gives you second chance to get out, third chance to get out, right? So, a couple additional exits if you miss the first, which is always good. No news on here though. This is like a robotics company, I think. So like the drones were really a theme for a couple of days here. KSCP. No trade here. Just watching it. They're joining forces with Palantir to advance public safety, which is crazy, but Palantir's a big company. This is a small company. Not really resulting in much. BTOG secures 500 million equity debt financing for Dogecoin treasury, which is brutal, but gotta do you, right? So we see, I guess, that news here. Super hype up. It's like consolidating. It's not like if go 15 minutes here, it doesn't look terrible. I'll never invest in a Dogecoin treasury though. I'd rather just buy Dogecoin at that point. Not that I would ever do that, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Oh, I was playing this a long time ago. On the last time it squeezed, look what happened. Last time it squeezed, it just died. And again, hitting the 200 here, not holding it, rejecting down. So that could be pretty gross. And you're going to want to really clear this 200 and hold it, right? Turn it from resistance into support, right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. Pretty messy. I don't like the news. This is not a company I play. Tello, L-O-L-O-A. I think that's actually how we ended our last video. Is I was singing about Tello, right? If we go over here, after hours watch Tello, yeah. And that was down here. We were singing it, which is pretty crazy. So it went on a run. Gave it all back, you know. Nothing important here. Reverse epigenetic gene silencing of SAT1, restoring tumor suppressor in human prostate cancer cells. Oh, and we had a cancer runner the day before, didn't we? We had I'm sure we just had a cancer runner. Yes. Anyways, and just like everything, that's the sad thing. Is like a lot of these runners give a lot of it back because it's not meant to run so hard, but everybody piles on, right? So it's really important to remain on the left side of the apex and try not to trade to the right side of it. Don't ever be involved over here. Right, UAVS. Oh, I'm so sleepy. I've been sleeping all day. I might have to go to the doctor. We tried this a couple times. Right in the morning. Pretty good. We got whoops. And I stopped using these in the future videos too. It just clogs it up. So I just keep it over here. We get our 1-to-1, we get our 2-to-1. We do not get a 3-to-1 off of morning strength. Right, we also have this break of structure we're entering on. Right? Bad entry, but it still works out. And it looks like we tried this again later. I got kicked out. Let's make sure we add that. For the record, got kicked out and would have had it be a good trade if our stop was a little bit wider, but these are the things we deal with. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That sucks. That would have been a nice trade. Just got kicked out. It happens though. It happens. So they received clearance with the Department of Defense. And this is one of those drone plays, right? They're going to enter cryptocurrency market just like every freaking company. Ride the hype train and get flushed. Ouch. Private placement, AOV. Sometimes that's been hidden a little different. But bad stuff here. This is just a pop and drop. No VWAP recovery. So here we have the news pop. If we had VWAP recovery, we could enter here with the stop underneath. But there's no play here, so we don't take it. TGen. Another public offering. This one actually performed a lot better. Right, so some public offerings do well, others not so much. Really nice run into open here. And then continuation all day, which is crazy. Really good stuff there. And then we did some SPY plays. I was going long. Here we had a scale. Whoops. With our 1-to-1, a 2-to-1, and a 3-to-1, which is crazy good. 88 cents, 109, and then 115 on these cells, which are awesome. And then we played it again. We got stopped out here, 0.7 to 0.6. What a brutal stop out this was. We should have just stayed in it. So we re-enter at 0.66, and we take it to 0.79, and we can't get any other juice out of it. Man, we should have kept this. We got stopped out on a wick. But I wanted to keep it tight. I didn't want to. Sometimes options are aggressive, right? So to wait for the candle, sometimes it's too much. But here we should have waited because you want a wick to open and close below and There wasn't. There was no reason to stop out here, but we did. That's the way of the road. So this was my day, you know, just taking it easy. I don't really have news here on anything long term either. We'll move into the next day. This would have been like what, Monday? Yeah. This would have been yesterday. So Friday, then Monday is here. So let's get into it. This was no news play, just, you know, popped up, right? After hours activity, early morning continuation. Getting it on that reclaim here, VWAP, right? We see it reclaim VWAP here. Take our entry, the stop below the pullback. Nice 1-to-1. We don't get the 2-to-1. No news, high short percent, relative volume, same thing as it always is. LMFA. So we log in the morning. We see this, you know, this early morning volume trend breakdown, but it holds the 50 here and just makes a nice trend line. So we take entry, you know, basically on that with a stop loss below the swing low where we normally would. Not waiting for the reclaim of VWAP, but getting in anticipation without confirmation, just based on this trend line. You want up top, Simba? Cat's gonna take my chair here. My chair. You're just keeping it warm for me, he says. So yeah, getting in before confirmation sets us up for a beautiful, beautiful trade. It goes all the way past 5-to-1. It went to 6.8-to-1. So beautiful trade. Really, really good. I may or may not have fallen asleep and taken the majority of scale outs at 5, but whatever. You should have scaled out along the way. No news here either, which was great, and it ripped, and it's continuing to rip. This stop loss should hold, like we always talk about. Candle open below, and start and close below your levels or above your levels, right? So this is actually kind of crazy because now it's up to a 9.5-to-1 risk reward, which is crazy good, right? That's really, really good. So this was nice. No news on this, which is like super duper suspect, right? And still has a pretty small market cap. ATNF, no news here either. We get stopped out. You know, it's got some activity. We see the VWAP reclaim. We enter in on trend retest. And then our stop is below the consolidation. I stop out early though. Right? I guess I'm using this line as a modified stop, it looks like. Stopping out early. Just protecting myself. I think it's because LFMA or something else started to running it. I was like, okay, volume rotation. So an early stop, which kind of got burned, but in the long run did pay, right? That's a smart early stop. But ultimate long run, maybe not great because it did just grab liquidity in the morning and then super take off. So this would have been a really nice play for us as well. Stopped out on it, unfortunately. Bummer. Should have re-entered on the reversal signal in the morning, right? We should have re-entered this. HSDT did a reverse split. 1-to-50. This used to be a penny stock. So it was kind of shredding upwards, but ultimately melts into nothing. Market cap's only 70K, which is crazy. SABS, oversubscribed 175 million private placement. But that's at 175. All right, so why would you buy the stock price up here when you could just buy it down here, right? I think we did trade this though. So So we have our gap fill strategy here, right? So it holds up, creates a gap, and then we enter in the gap when it comes back into it with a stop loss below the gap. And then we get our 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1 risk reward. But ultimately, again, this is a pretty high risk play, which I wasn't comfortable playing here. There was no setup for me here other than, this reversal VWAP reclaim. But if you weren't in on this, all of this is scary, scary entries, right? So you avoid this, wait for the setup that you're comfortable with playing. In our case, it's a gap fill strategy. That's our entry model here, and it pays off very nicely. PMN. So my markers are messed up here. Sometimes it stretches them out. I don't even know what's going on. So we got a 3-to-1 here somehow, and then a 2-to-1, and then stopped out. So this was our 3-to-1 here off the just strong trend, I guess. Other than that, because this was trending way before we got in, right? But we see it hold VWAP, hold VWAP, hold VWAP. Let's go. And then here, after our trade breaks down, we have a nice trend line form into open, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or that's into the midday actually. And that's where we got kicked out. We're trying to play off this trend line. The stop would have been just below it. That didn't work out. This one did before. With reversal, right? With VWAP. Take your entry, scalp it up. We get our scale out and then a one more, right? So a 2-to-1 risk reward on that, and then kicked out of the last trade. KWM, they're doing the Bitcoin thing. There's like a super shorted company I learned today. This was the pop. It did nothing. It just popped up and died really bad. So kind of overused. They keep pushing the same, treasury news, but people aren't falling for it anymore. AIRE. This was crazy. I didn't play this. I was checked out for the day already. Well, you can only trade so much, right? But look at this morning. Well, honestly, there's stuff after hours, pre-market continuation, and then as soon as the bell rang, just this thing's off to the races. Penny stock. That's why I didn't play it. Penny stock. I don't play penny stocks. I hate it. But this went from like, 18 cents all the way up to $1. Really, really good. Just not my cup of tea. That's why we avoid this, but still really nice. And then I did some SPY. Some 631 calls. Here. Right, we have a nice downtrend breakout. Take entry. Stop loss below. And we get 1-to-1, 2-to-1. And then our 3-to-1 fails. But it got really close, right? In at 59, out at 77, and then again at 89. Then we bought more GameStop. Our longer term here, just kind of had a feeling, loading up on that. Then we got some nice movement here. I'll talk about this to close out the video today. But for now, let's get into our final day today, which I didn't trade at all. HTOO was on my watch list. Post reverse split. High short percent interest. News pop. VWAP reclaim. Scalp it up. So we didn't play it, but you could have. Just like we always do. Right? So here's your VWAP reclaim on this red bar. Here's your stop. The pullback low. Scalp it up 1-to-1. Didn't play it. That's how we would have done it. IVF. I was so checked out today. I spent almost all today sleeping. Again, post reverse split. That's the theme. Um, pops up, pull back, enter in on would this work? Would I don't know. Yeah, I mean this could have been a nice quick scalp for you too, potentially if your entry was good enough. If not, it would have been kind of terrible. But lots of room to still get out break even or green, even if it didn't pay. I see you. Again, I did almost nothing today but sleep and get this video filmed, which is great. All caught up. And tomorrow I'm busy with an event for Magic, so definitely want to get caught up on everything. This news pop and died. Nothing. I don't even know. Was it news? I don't even think they have it. I don't know ICUI. Anyways, terrible. KSS. Coles was squeezing this morning. Crazy. This is like a $1 billion company from like $10 to 21, and then just liquidated off. We take entries on the 200, right? We're a little late. We didn't get optimal entry, but we get pretty close. Stop loss below. Scalp it up, right? 1-to-1 went as high as 2-to-1. We're gonna continue swinging this. Right, we don't quite get that 3-to-1. PLCE was in the daily session. This kind of just had that morning action, reclaimed VWAP, try the 200 again, and then not a lot of volume. I don't like this a lot, so I didn't play that. I'm just gonna pull up my scanner and see if I miss anything else. PLRZ, we talk about that. This is a really nice one today. Looking back, held the 200 after hours movement again. Maybe we'll watch this tomorrow. Whoops. LVLU. What is this? Whoops. Oh, that's fresh. Lulu's Fashion Lounge. Holdings, interesting. This is fresh play. ZOOZ. Another one from today. I really like the trading profile on here. Seems like it's almost got no volume. I don't care for that. I guess that's basically it. Not a lot. Let's talk about games. SPY, I guess. Just keeps going up. Yeah, this is why these things get messy. I want to leave them out of here. Because I just have a chart full of emojis. Yeah. Market's strong. And the longer it's strong, that when it does pull back, the pullbacks are not as aggressive as originally anticipated, but now a lot higher up. Like, we were aiming for this 590 before in a pullback, and now our pullback is 604, right? And in 2 more weeks the pullback's going to be 615. So the market is really strong. We had this reversal signal. The rest is history. I didn't expect it to bounce back so aggressively. We had all the tariff stuff happening, right? Man, it just has been going absolutely crazy. I am seriously ready for a pullback, but I don't know. And then GameStop. We've got all our reversals firing. I think in the last video I'm talking about the exponential moving averages, how I like to use those. So we see on our 15 minutes, we have our reversal signal set, right? And we were, I think on the 1 hour chart, rejecting the 200, right? So we go to our 30 minutes. We see that set really nicely, right? Go to 1 hour. So this is the key chart I wanted to show you. So we reverse here, great, but we reject the 200. We reverse here, great, we reject the 200. We reverse here, great, reject the 200. We reverse here, blast through the 200, retest it as support. Blast through, retest, let's go. That's really important. 4 hour. Reversal set. Let's try to challenge for the first time the 200, the 25. Right? And the 1 day still looks pretty grim. We were saying, oh, you know, the bearish signal is about to set here on the 1 day when the 50 is going to cross the 200, and it was looking grim. But we have this support, which is holding. And now that we've cleared on the 1 day the 21 average, it's going to start to curl up, right? And if we can get above the 50 then and can sustain that, then they'll reverse, just like it does on the 4 hour, right? Right, just like we have our reversal here. Once the price is able to clear the EMAs, because it's a lagging indicator, right? So things are looking good. Up to 25. We can clear 25. Then we're really going places. Specifically clear 25 and hold it. And then maybe we can fill that gap up to 28. And then speaking of fill the gap, Webull has entered the gap today. Teased it the other day, pulled back, and is attempting it again. This goes all the way up to 25. So if we can stay in the gap, maybe let's grab some option contracts and try to fill the gap with those. Just like we are with GameStop, right? And just like we did with SBAT, right? Right? We get in to the gap, we buy our contracts in the gap, shoot for the fill. It's the exact same thing that we did here, that we want to do on Webull. Oh my god. Double L? What? Oh, it's just bull. There's no W. Same thing. Right? We're gonna get in that gap, fill it. And then GameStop is the other one. It's all the same play. Right? High conviction gap fills. So that's what I've got for everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Took it really, really easy today. Just mostly wanted to get caught up on everything and got a lot of sleep in the bank and try to catch up on some more. And it's just been so rainy and overcast here. It's like 4 days of rain. I don't know. We're in hibernation mode almost, I feel like. But after tomorrow's MTG event, I will be back for Thursday, Friday, hitting it hard. And then it's the weekend. Maybe we'll do like a course or something. We could do some education. And then we're back at it next week, of course. So that's that. Thank you so much, Miss Maya and myself. We'll see you soon.